Hello, hello! Welcome back to One to Show event summaries. I know you're all excited about the early focus events for One to Show, and trust me, I am too. But what is Sega good at, if not plopping mixed events right when the main plot is super interesting? That's right, the game's first ever mixed focus belongs to the one and only Emu Otori, entitled Run! Sports Festival Committee Rush. The event ran on the JP server from November 9th through the 17th, 2020, so that's immediately after Becoming Potatoes. Today, we'll be seeing basically everyone that goes to Miya Masuzaka Girls Academy, with some focus on the Leonid and Warmer Jump side of things. Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's get this show on the road. I did tell you that there would be a focus on Leonid and Warmer Jump. Ichika and Saki ask Haruka to eat lunch with them one day, and they all talk about the upcoming school sports festival. Haruka is excited because her previous idol work didn't allow her to participate in school events, and she bonds with Saki over missing out on some essential school activities due to their individual situations. Saki convinces Haruka to join the planning committee for the festival. You know who else is on the sports festival planning committee? That's right, Emu Otori! She wants to make this year's festival the best it's ever been, since lots of people at the school don't really care about sports festivals, not even the members of the committee itself. Why not make this year the year to make an effort? Saki comments that Emu is a lot like her brother. I wonder why. Anyway, the other committee members start to shut down Emu's enthusiasm. They hardly have enough people to put on the festival at all. Besides, that's not discounting their heavy academic workload. But when famous idol Haruka Kiritani sides with Emu, the other nameless classmates are immediately at her beck and call. And so, Emu, Haruka, and Saki take the lead on planning the most Wonderhoy sports festival this school has ever seen. I'll spare you the details of the actual planning. Emu's high spirits are very infectious though, and she ends up rallying the entire unenthusiastic committee to follow her lead in the planning. It's hard to slack off when you see this little ball of sunshine doing all the busy work while still having time to bounce off the walls in excitement, right? Later in the week, Emu has practice for the three-legged race. I guess there's during school practice sessions for these sports festival events? Don't ask me, I don't know how these things work. But it's apparently a novel thing that the girls will be competing outside of their grade levels. And since Haruka, Saki, and Emu are all first years, it's novel for them to be on the same team as their upperclassmen. For Emu, that means being paired up with Mafuyu Asahina. For those of you familiar with Night Court, we are still very early in the N25 storyline, so Mafuyu's school persona is still in full force. As soon as Mafuyu strains her mask just a little bit to the point of being noticeable, Emu is absolutely terrified. She's smiling, but it doesn't feel like she is, and she has to do this three-legged race practice with the scariest girl at the school. With a girl like Emu, whose emotions are always clearly written on her face, her terror is absolutely clear to those around her. Hondami notices and chalks it up to Emu looking up to Mafuyu, as many first years do, but Emu is struck with fear for an entirely different reason. Oh, and Emu visits the Sekai the night before the sports festival so that we can have our obligatory virtual singer inclusion. Miku wants to be Emu's personal cheerleader. How cute! I wonder if that will have any connection to some other aspect of the event. Okay, now it's time for the event to officially begin. We get to see what the other girls are up to, like Class 1A and Class 2D. Soon enough, though, it's time for Emu to participate in the three-legged race with Mafuyu. They end up winning, of course, and Emu thinks she sees a real smile from Mafuyu, but it's buried once again when her classmates look their way. Scary. Haruka is attending to some committee tasks when Saki and Ichika bring over a girl who twisted her ankle. This girl is supposed to be in the final relay race, the biggest event of the festival, so she's very resistant to going to the nurse's office. But Haruka is the reserve member on the relay race, so she assures the girl that everything will be fine. And everyone fawns over Haruka, of course, so the girl agrees to forfeit her spot. Luckily enough, Emu is also on the relay race team, and the runner right after Haruka. Funny how that works out, right? The two of them practice the baton handoff a little bit and head over to the track. The relay only has 3 legs, and it's split up by years. Haruka is in the middle for the first year team, and Emu is the anchor. But Mafuyu is the anchor for the second year's team, so it's going to be a fight for sure. The starter for the first years leaves them falling behind a bit, but Haruka brings it back with a strong middle, and Emu takes it all the way to the finish line. It's a little close between Mafuyu and Emu, but of course, Emu takes the victory for the first years. Hooray! All that hard work of theirs paid off in the end. Saki invites Haruka to a celebratory dinner after all of the cleanup is finished, But even though Haruka agrees, she looks a little sad. Emu finds Haruka and walks her back to their class. Yeah, she's sad that it's over too, and she wants every day to be as fun as this one, but you know what? Emu's grandfather told her something. Fun is the thing that lets us look forward to tomorrow. So even though today is over, there's still plenty more fun moments to be had in the future. You just have to make them happen. That brings us to the end of our summary for today as well. Wow, I've gotten pretty good at condensing these stories now, haven't I? Those 3-hour event stories have trained me to pick out the important details and leave all the shenanigans out, so when it's just shenanigans, we end up with what's possibly my shortest video to date? I don't know, I'll have to figure that out when I'm editing. I don't have too much to say about the plot of this event other than it kinda didn't feel like an Emu focus. It should have been a Haruka focus in my opinion, but oh well. A lot of people point to this event for the Emu and Mafuyu friendship, acquaintanceship that they have going on. I think it's fun, personally, especially when you look at events later down the line, like Darkfest or some of the other Mia Girls mixed events. Okay, I think I've talked long enough for you to have a good look at the cards, so let's move back into the One to Show focus events next time, shall we? Stay tuned for Nene's first focus, On This Holy Night I Sing. I'll see you then.